Self-organization in experimental electronic music. These questions, often posed to introduce the topic of self-organization in experimental electronic music, serve as eye-openers. The goal is an individual, free, and open approach to electronic music, free from rhythm and message. It's about rethinking the concept of experimentation for its own sake. Two areas need to be distinguished here. A. Self-motivation. 1. Can pushing boundaries inspire you? 2. Can you be without ideas and still accept this state as an ideal condition? 3. Do you have the knowledge and the right tools? What does right mean? 4. Do you have training, experience, and musical background? 5. Is it worth the effort? How much time are you willing to invest? 6. Do you have a goal? 7. Do you consider yourself competent? 8. Do you want success and public recognition? 9. Do you have a problem with failure? 10. Choice and motivation. How important is your work to you? 11. How do you deal with setbacks? 13. Do you have a choice/alternative? 14. Are you autonomous/do you have your own instruments/equipment? Answering these 14 questions can reveal an individual profile. This is an important aspect on our path to exploring musical questions in the context of experimental music. B. Self-organization. A good starting point is examining questions of self-organization. Self-organization is helpful for decision-making, but the observation and analysis of systems and processes holds a key to the composition of experimental music. Observe systems, forms, behaviors, and processes in everyday life and in nature, for example. 1. Self-organization at the origin of biological construction. 2. How visible are structures? 3. Time. Do processes leave traces over time? 4. Abrasion and accumulation. What is a complex system? 5. Energy and strategy, interaction. Is a function recognizable? 6. Dynamics, for example, the direction of flow in a system. 7. Energy transformations. Finally, the question of why. First of all, if you move away from popular music and into the world of serious/contemporary music or sound research, you'll quickly encounter forms comparable to those in pop music as an electronic musician. Electronic instruments often merely enrich the sound spectrum. The fact that the devices and software had their models, all of which were once located in a research lab, is forgotten. A simple sine wave generator was sufficient in the late 1940s to break new ground. A unique path, like the one forged in the early 1950s, is no longer visible. There are certainly good reasons for this. The separation between the lab and the stage has become obsolete through the everyday use of computers. The distance between musician and lab technician has almost disappeared. Everyone is their own mixer and uses software. In research, there are still the experimental physicist and the theoretical physicist. Both often work hand in hand but separately. Insights grow through this interaction/division of labor. Musicians who want to explore new avenues with electronic music can learn from this. I draw my own ideas from my everyday observations and disregard all trends and fads. I develop my own systems and critically examine external influences. Then I separate the sound-finding process from the compositional method. If I regularly examine all three areas separately, something exciting and new can potentially emerge from their interaction. As a rule, I discard 80% and continue working with the remainder. Over time, this self-organized approach can lead to a new perspective and result in more meaningful and productive creative outcomes. Developing one's own creativity also always implies a critical and detached attitude towards the creativity of others.